Honorable Minister of State, person of Senator Dr. Sabi Aliyu. I'd like to come up and give us his address and prepare this training workshop. May I invite everybody to please stand up and with a clapping ovation recognize the winner.
Thank you very much. Abdullahi, Sabi, Aliyu, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Cough, cough, cough. Cough, cough, cough. Whichever voice you carry, come. Abi? Thank you very much. First, let me apologize for this program we have started earlier, but I understand there were some little technical hitches which has to be fixed. But be that as it may, I sincerely apologize for this event starting a bit late. However, I want to thank you most sincerely for your patience and understanding, and today complete the 3 legs of this national event which we kick-started in Kaduna, went to Oji River, and today we are here in Ibadan, Oyo State. Permit me to first recognize my host, Dr. Ibrahim, the Provost. Thank you very much for putting up this very wonderful program, and your management team. But let me also recognize the Executive Director of the National Horticultural Research Institute, Ibadan, for the Nigerian Horticultural Research Institute, NIHOT. Is it national or Nigerian? National. So I got it right. All right. NIHOT, Ibadan. Let me also recognize the Executive Director, IR&T, War Plantation, Ibadan, Professor Veronica Obatolu, and the College of Agriculture, Prof. Your name is not fully. I can see the people introducing you have not captured the name properly for you. Atulu. Okay. Atulu. Atungu. All right. Thank you very much. Now, you know, when we look at the cooperative movement, this is the Southwest, and I would like to personally appreciate the directors and president of the various cooperative apex for the state. Let me start with our host, and in particular we are grateful to His Excellency Governor Sabi for the environment he has created for us to be here as cooperators. Thank you very much. And so the director cooperative for the state, Hajia Mrs. Medina Adepeji. Thank you very much. And the president is Egbeyele Francis Adewale. Is he here? Where are you, please? Raise your hand to be recognized, please. Thank you very much. Lagos State, Hajia Mrs. Zulika Ibrahim. Thank you very much. And we have Barrister Oladipo Shobulu. Shobule. Is it Shobule or Shobali? Shobule. All right. The president, where are you? All right. Thank you very much. Ogun State, we have Mr. Samuel Mustafa, the director. Thank you very much. And we have for the president Aliyu Olaleye. Where is he? That name is a French name, Olaleye. There is a story on Olaleye, but not you. For some states, we have the director. We understand the president is on his way, but Mr. Babatunde Ogunjide, where is the director? Thank you very much for coming. And then on those states, we start Mr. Brian Williams. Where are you? All right, thank you very much. And we understand, okay, Chief Olorunbeja AS as the president. Where is it? All right, thank you very much. And then last but not least, the least Ekiti State, we also understand the president is in the way, but we have Mr. Fadua Martins. Is he here? The director. All right. The essence is whatever we're going to do, we are working and are going to work very closely with operators of Cooperative in the sub-nationals. And it is our hope that while we are guided by one act, the Cooperative Act, which together we also intend to make amendments to strengthen and empower operators in Nigeria, we have to acknowledge you. But I also want to specifically appreciate Honorable Prince Isaac Durojayi, the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor of Osun State. Thank you very much. Special Assistant, Special Advisor. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Honorable Rashid Oyemi Adeyemi, SSA to Governor, the same Osun State. All right. Thank you very much for coming. Now, one thing I want to say before I go into my speech is, as operators, everybody here is important. So for that reason, can you turn to your friend on my behalf and tell your neighbor that the minister is greeting you? He couldn't reach you. Since I couldn't reach everyone. Is that not the Cooperative way? So thank you very much for accepting the minister's greeting. Thank you very much once again. Having established this protocol, if I omit anybody, it's not because you are not important. We recognize and appreciate everybody in this hall, including those who are providing services that made it possible for us to be here. Gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, esteemed cooperative stakeholders from all over the 6 states in the southwest geopolitical zone of our nation, and to my greatest Nigerian students, I especially greet you and bring to you compliments of my colleague, distinguished Senator Abdullahi, CEO and Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Food Security. And before I proceed, because there are students in our midst also, let me greet the leaders of tomorrow. Great Nigerian students! Great Nigerian students! The greatest of the greatest of the greatest of the greatest Nigerian students! I want to talk. I want to solve. I want Magana. And I want to cooperate. Come. Thank you very much. I also especially and cooperatively bring to you all the warm greetings of our amiable and fatherly president, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much. Who is very passionate, and I'm saying this with emphasis. The president is very passionate about the cooperative sector, and this is fit to dedicate a whole paragraph in talking about what he wants to achieve for cooperative sector in his promise to Nigerians through the New Hope agenda. Let me remind everyone that the President New Hope agenda for the subsector focuses on enhancing food security, creating jobs, improving social and economic development through the cooperative societies, and ultimately creating inclusivity and prosperity for all. As a special guest of honor at today's event, my role is straightforward: to deliver a keynote address and serve as the lead panelist and speaker at the series with stakeholders. This workshop is designed for the trustees, management committee, and managers of cooperative societies in Nigeria. Specifically, the opportunity for the cooperative stakeholders to interact with me directly on the reform program that we are developing. We have completed the Northern Axis, which was held at the Federal Cooperative College, Kaduna, and we also were in the Southeast and South-South in Cooperative College, Oji River, and we are here today in the Southwest at the Federal Cooperative College, Ibadan. Looking ahead, we also plan to organize the National Cooperative Summit on renewed hope for food security in Abuja before. I don't want to give time, because sometimes when you give time, journalists will come asking you, say so time. But immediately we finish this program, there is a team that is going for a study tour of the cooperative sector in Kenya. When they return, the experience from that and everything we have gathered in country here, we inform a robust idea that will be taken to this national summit, where we will discuss and come out with what is our own reform agenda, so that we can get the necessary approvals from our president. Additionally, we are preparing to celebrate the UN International Year of Cooperatives with a week-long event in Nigeria before the year ends. And so maybe this summit and the other activities that we may be organizing can be put together so that we can bring cooperative to the front burner of our national discourse. In addressing you today, permit me to go down a little bit of memory lane, giving some fundamental historical facts about cooperatives internationally and in our local context, for you to know why we are deliberate and intentional about revitalizing the cooperative subsector in Nigeria. Cooperatives are a global phenomenon. They are a tested, trusted, and proven way of doing business and building communities. At the global level, the cooperative business model is known as a viable alternative business model to the secular business model owned by the capitalists, who are all out for profit maximization to its investors only. However, the cooperative business model remains a socio-economic and cultural response to the need and aspiration of all the stakeholders, from the board, officers, and members to the employees, the customer and suppliers, the environment, the community it operates, and the future generations, as well as the investors. It is a business enterprise that runs for the benefit of all, which reflects in their slogan, each for all for each. Historically, we are made to understand there was a plethora of cooperatives-like associations that sprang up in Western Europe, North America, and Japan in the early 19th century, but most of them failed. However, in 1844, it is the Rochdale Society of Equitable Pioneers, formed by 28 weavers, textile workers, that is generally regarded as the prototype of the modern cooperative society and the founders of the modern cooperative movement, because they set up the first successful consumer cooperatives with a defined purpose, principles, and values in a small town called Rochdale via Manchester City in the UK. This reminds me that by first week, the Nigerian delegation will be going for the International Cooperative Alliance General Assembly, which will be celebrated at the second United Nations International Year of Cooperatives 2025, and the 130th anniversary of that. because it's all about performance. And if we do the necessary things, cooperative societies can even upgrade as it is being done in some parts of the world. According to the Cooperative Rating and Award Society of Nigeria, Cooperative survey conducted in 2021, the cooperative movement in Nigeria, which span across 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory, boasts of about 370 registered cooperative societies as listed in the Departments of Cooperative Services. However, many of these cooperatives are currently dormant or moribund, leaving only a few active ones with a collective membership exceeding 21 million cooperatives. These active cooperatives have mobilized and turned over ₦1 trillion in share capital and savings, which significantly contribute to the Nigerian economy. It is essential to highlight this substantial figure for a better and more sustainable future for our beloved nation. Data is crucial for achieving our cooperative reform and revamp program. I will not take this lightly. Unfortunately, we are currently not having adequate data, and capturing cooperative data across the entire federation in partnership with the sub-nationals is a priority, and I think we can achieve this together. Furthermore, we will also be looking at the technology that is available to us. It should be possible for us to grade cooperatives based on certain standards that we can set ourselves, so that those who are doing very well in terms of their reporting and the like will all be receiving the required rating to show that these are the people who are performing, because there must be basis upon which you can be trusted. And you agree with me that in the past many people have been shortchanged by some people who call themselves cooperative societies. And I think that explains why maybe in the school anthem you talked about no atrocities, isn't it? And all those things. Today we have key stakeholders from the 6 states of the southwest geopolitical zone of our nation, which made up the old western region of Nigeria. This region was and is still notable for its thriving cooperatives, particularly under the leadership of the late sage Chief Obafemi Awolowo, the Premier of Western Region. He effectively used cooperative to drive his agricultural commerce and industrialization program in the southwest. Now, the late sage believed that agriculture should be benchmarked against global best practice. He studied the Indian cooperative model and the Israeli kibbutz system of agricultural collectivism, concept that he successfully adapted. This approach enabled him to organize farmers into functional cooperative movements, particularly focusing on cocoa farmers' produce and marketing cooperatives. Today, we know the story. And I think beyond the cocoa, the endowment of the states or our nation generally requires that we can do so much. And we also believe that it is time for us to empower the cooperative movement so that not just your local environment, you can be a cooperator anywhere you find yourself. Because the examples of most of our ministry, department and agencies is a testimony to what can be achieved under cooperatives. And many of them have achieved success based on staff cooperatives. And I think the successes in some of these areas are what we'll be looking at to get them into the non-MPHs. As the minister responsible for the cooperative sector, I have implemented deliberate actions and initiatives to reform and strengthen the sector so that it can effectively contribute to the economy in line with the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President. I want to assure you that what we have been looking at is to make sure we bring those standards, the quality issues, the operational issues that will make ordinary citizens to believe that this cooperative society will be good for me. And I'm sure the examples of what happened and how people have been reached is there. Now, The technical working group that we have established has been working for the past 1 year, and whatever they came out with is what is guiding us to now go for a study tour, and at the same time output from programs like this, which is the third and final one, will also guide us. But let me say this, at the end of the day, what is our interest? Our interest is that we want a very revamped cooperative sector that members will have confidence, citizens can trust, and they will be in business governed by the cooperative principles and values which are time-tested. And it might interest you to know that even in the days of financial meltdown in the European nations, studies have shown that the cooperative societies were used to revamp back some of the societies that have suffered the shock of the financial meltdown. And it shows clearly what is doable, because when we put our strengths together, it's better than when you stand alone. No wonder wisdom spoken by our own people have said, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. And that is why people who are in cooperative societies and are sticking to the principles and values of cooperative societies are able to go very far. Isn't it? Up to their retirement, they will be getting their small change to buy whatever they want to buy, even in old age. Now, in the course of this reform, we also realize that cooperatives are a source of capital. Contrary to when people will say, no, they don't have money. No, it's cooperative that generates money. Because the principle expects that people will be contributing. But they have trust and confidence that in making that contribution, they will have managers of cooperatives who will be able to run the little businesses they are running to grow the money, not by massive profiteering, but by simple business principles for their members. And at the end of the day, I know the case of those who are in the ministry department and agencies. Many people who are in cooperative societies have built houses, they sponsor their children to school, they've done so many things. And it's all thanks to what? Effective management of those cooperative societies. So, overall, at the end of the day, it is our expectation that with a reformed cooperative sector, we want to see the possibility, and we are very confident that it is doable, that we should have a cooperative bank for Nigerian cooperative societies. The essence of the cooperative bank here is not the typical bank. It is going to be a cooperative society or a cooperative bank for cooperative societies that will be managed by the cooperative societies themselves based on what? Cooperative principles and values. And we believe if we do this, then your money will be safe, and with proper management you can make little gains for your members, grow the capital, and capital for those who want to do business will be easily accessible. Countries that are succeeding in that are about, and that is why we want to look at the cooperative societies in Kenya. Kenya has a cooperative bank and it's running very well. Ethiopia has. We've done our work and we've seen what is happening. And members of the diaspora who are Nigerians, who are part of the technical working group that we've been working with, have assured us that if done well, it will help our cooperative societies. Now, at the end of the day also, we are looking at the possibility of professionalizing cooperative knowledge. If you want the cooperative societies to do well, then you need professionals to manage the cooperative societies for them. We don't want just somebody who just finished secondary school. You just take him and say that cooperative administrator. He doesn't know anything about cooperatives. we just put it there because it's the one available. No, I think it's time for us to provide the right training. And with the 3 cooperative colleges and the National Center for Cooperative Development in Abuja, we want to see the possibility of professionalizing the cooperators. It's not a crime if today we will have chartered cooperator who will be able to manage the cooperative affairs because he understands fully what cooperative society is all about. And in our colleges here, while I agree that you are doing banking and all this, you have only one course. You say cooperative economics and management. That is too low. If you are a chartered accountant, are you specifically interested in cooperatives? Do you know how to handle the accounts of cooperative societies? In the little bench studies we have done, I've seen that there are a lot of differences from the conventional business. So we need to get people who will have the mindset of the cooperative societies or the cooperative sector and serve as accountant for cooperative societies, serve as marketer for cooperative societies, serve as manager for cooperative societies, serve as administrator for cooperative societies, or even statistician for cooperative society. After all, you have B.Ed economics, B.Ed business management, B.Ed. Is that all? It's time for us to grow this ecosystem. It's very huge and it has very huge potential. Remember, the value of cooperative is that if you have your phone there, God forbid, but we do get sick, isn't it? There are people who just being out of the way for 1 week, by the time they come back to their business, they don't chop everything finish. Is that all? But if you have a cooperative society that you are ill, would they be able to chop because you are ill? The cooperative society is working. So that's another advantage. And that's why in developed societies, interestingly, many people think, even the US, you think there is no cooperative society. In fact, they have cooperative society all over the place. And all their universities are having cooperative centers where they are training people on the best practice for cooperative management. So it's time for us to do the same here. Finally, let me say this, please. Those who have been reaping Nigerians in the name of cooperative societies with scam, we know it has been happening. They will come in and say they are cooperative society, this, give themselves one big name. Find a way to collect people's money. When we review the act and create the regulation, that will take care of that nonsense. Because like somebody told me in one of the programs, they do this and go scot-free because we have not created a law to check them. Tell them to pack their bag and leave. Leave our Nigerians alone because the cooperative sector is here, because renewed hope is here. I want to assure you, we will not leave any stone unturned. So we're here. Please feel free to tell us what your problems are, what you think we can do to make this cooperative sector as powerful and as productive as I've been talking about it. And before I go down to my seat, let me say this. I do tell people that the first cooperator I know in my life is my mother. You know, in the local area, we call it, is it Adashi? And then here you call it Esusu, Ajo. Aha. Top. My own mother, she's Mama Ajo herself. Yes. What do you call it? I'm fine now, Alright, the point I'm making is that I've seen the value. And I will say it very clearly that her effort in what she is doing, she will set the contribution specifically for me to be able to go back to school. So I know the value. I didn't enjoy scholarship, but my mother's scholarship through this contribution solve it through veterinary education. And one thing I learned in the course of that is that trust is the key issue. But the beauty of it is that all these our operators in their domain, they know the defaulters. You can only beat them once. When you default, the next time they don't come out you for side. You go beg, tired, go to buy everywhere, they don't go tell you inside. Is that not correct? Yes. Competitors are here. Am I speaking what you know? Yes. So we are going to continue this type of training, because when we train and we train and we train, we continuously polish people, continuously give them what they need. They need to learn and relearn and unlearn and relearn, and it's a continuous process. So I want to thank all of you who are here for this Southwest training and stakeholder engagement for cooperative movement in the Southwest. And I want to assure you that because I know the seriousness with which Mr. President has taken this, we are also not leaving any stone unturned. And I want you to please, before I go down, let's do a big shout out to Mr. President, because I see him as the #1 cooperator. He's cooperating everywhere. Isn't he? So our president, come. Thank you very much, and God bless.